This, what I'm going to talk about, is the beating heart of the city, a maze shrouded in darkness, a museum and an icon, and it puts Moscow head and shoulders above any other city in the world. Primetime Svetlana Kurakina picks out the gems buried beneath us in the Moscow's metro.
A piece of art hidden deep underground, marble, mosaic and sculptures, and trains roaring past. With 180 stations and around 7 million passengers on a typical weekday, Moscow Metro is one of the world's busiest. And reputedly the most beautiful. Opened during Stalin's rule in 1935, it displayed the best in Soviet architecture and was meant to impress. Plans of its construction had been drawn up in Tsarist times, but the outbreak of the First World War and then the revolution put them on hold. In the 1930s, the Communist Party took the project close to heart, even asking the London Underground for advice. And from the outset, the metro became the place of countless urban legends. Take the Ring Line. It wasn't in the original plan, but it's believed that when a group of engineers was reporting to Stalin on the construction progress, he put his coffee cup on the drawings, leaving a brown circle. Taking it as a sign of Stalin's genius, the engineers ordered the construction of the Ring Line. And indeed, it's always printed in brown on metro maps. One of the oldest and most popular central stations is Ploshchad Revolyutsii, or Revolution Square. Opened in 1938, it's lined with 76 figures of soldiers, workers and farmers who are said to come alive at night time. And touching the foot of this bronze student is thought to cure a broken heart. Meanwhile, real students believe that rubbing the noses of the border guards' dogs is a guarantee of passing an exam. And everyone else does it to have good luck. No wonder they're so well polished. Another fine example of Stalinist architecture is Mayakovskaya, named after the poet of the Russian Revolution, Vladimir Mayakovsky. Look up to enjoy the ceiling mosaics depicting a bright day under the Soviet sky. But if anyone tells you that the fine metal strips lining the station's columns were once intended for the frame of the world's biggest Soviet airship, don't believe it. It's just another legend. At 33 meters deep, during World War II, Mayakovskaya served as an air raid shelter. In 1941, it hosted a ceremony to mark the 24th anniversary of the revolution, with Stalin himself making a speech. Several years ago, the station had a new exit added. In line with the celebrated Soviet-era design, its ceiling is decorated with a mosaic and some of Mayakovsky's poetry. And here's perhaps the most ornate station, Novoslobodskaya. Opened in 1952, it's decorated with marble from the Urals and stunning stained glass windows. One of the station's artworks caused much controversy, though. The baby on this mosaic, called Peace Throughout the World, used to look at none other than Stalin. But during the rule of Nikita Khrushchev and his de-Stalinization campaign, Uncle Joe had to go. Khrushchev was also apparently outraged by the barefoot woman. "Don't we have enough shoes for everyone in the USSR?" he was said to scream. And so he ordered to remove the mosaic altogether. But the station's architects saved it, covering the picture with a fake wall. Only after Khrushchev's fall from power in 1964 could it be restored. So do take a ride here. You're sure to enjoy the views. Svetlana Kurakina, Primetime Russia, RT.
Some great stories there that Sveta had.
Lovely stories. Talk a lot about Stalin. I know another great story about him. It is said that two young engineers presented him a new car that only had 2 doors. So they all sat inside. Obviously, the driver, Stalin, sitting in front, the 2 engineers behind him. And he said, "It's great. Well, let's take the engineers home first." They were absolutely flattered that he proposed. They drove up to their houses. And everyone's sitting there still. They're afraid to ask Stalin to move. So they sat there for a while. He says, You see, товарищи? And then the car had four doors after that. So they couldn't walk out.